it's the Mark and JD podcast coming to you live if you happen to watch this live on a Monday afternoon of all the days and times. I don't
Of
think
all
we've ever done
times to
a
do a
show
podcast.
right. I don't think we've ever done a show on a Monday afternoon, but here we are, Monday afternoon, Martin Luther King Day to be exact. What a
Also,
show!
with streaming issues because everybody in my house is doing something today.
Well,
Because
you want to tell
we
them
have,
why?
because we all have COVID.
You
It's
all
great.
have COVID. Isn't that
So yeah,
wonderful?
it
You
fucking
tried
sucks.
you tried so long to not catch it. You worked 2 years in retail and
During
managed to
COVID times.
not get it. And you leave and get it.
Yep. And I quit a
What are
job
the
I
odds?
worked at. I don't really want to talk about that yet. I'm not there yet for that. It's been a long time. But yes, I did quit a job I was at for 9 years to go work somewhere else.
Nah,
And
you were there for 9 years. That's a long time.
9 years at the same job. It's the longest job I've ever had. I worked my way up from the bottom to, as far as I wanted to go. And, it's just, it finally, I think the COVID stuff and how much they wanted you to do on top of what you were already doing it just killed me. And I know I've mentioned in the past where I work, so the listeners can deduce where that's from. I'm not going to go
They
into it
can
right now.
deduce it.
I'm not going to go into a crazy rant about it yet. I'll go scorched earth at some point when I'm feeling not COVID related. And,
So how is
it's
it?
just
What kind of symptoms do you got? Can you lose the taste, the smell?
I did not actually. So Saturday afternoon, I texted you. I told you the wife was making me go to Hobby Lobby, and I was already feeling like shit. She's like, "You're probably just hungover," because I drank probably a few beers the night before, and I thought, but I usually don't get a hangover from beer anyway. So I had a little bit of a headache, and I'm like, that's weird. But I also had like sinus, like I could
There's
feel.
also Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby
It was
will do
fun.
that to you.
You could probably hear it in my voice. I'm a little congested still, and this is how I sounded. I'm like, it's probably just a sinus infection or the beginnings of a sinus infection. So I took some Sudafed and whatever. And then as we're walking around Hobby Lobby, my legs started to ache, like my legs started to hurt. So I was like, and we were only there for an hour. Obviously, I spend way more than an hour on my feet 99% of the time anyway. So it was just kind of weird that would be. I'm like, hey, listen, I'm not feeling great. My legs are starting to bother me. All this shit. So Haley's like, oh, okay, we're almost done. And of course, it's another fucking 35 minutes of just walking up and down the same
You're
fucking
never almost
aisles.
done at Hobby Lobby. It's like trying to leave your parents' house. It's always like, okay, let's go. You got to start being ready like 30 minutes before you want to leave.
I'm never going to go back in that store ever again. But
fuck Hobby Lobby, by the way. Fuck them. I hate that store.
$300 fucking dollars later, man.
Everything's always on sale. Like, what's the point? Just mark it down. I hate that shit.
So yeah, everything's 50% off, but it's also fucking $80. So anyway, we get in the car.
Sell it at $80, but whatever.
But we go to we're gonna go get something to eat, and we're actually gonna go to China Express or Panda Express, and it was fucking packed. So I'm like, and we're standing in line in Panda Express, and it's like you're right by the door. There's people everywhere. And I'm just thinking to myself, I feel like shit. I'm like, I feels like I have COVID, and the headache's not going away. I took fucking 800 milligrams of ibuprofen, and it was just nothing was working. So I was like, let's go buy a COVID test.
I'm surprised you were able to get a COVID test, to be honest.
Well, no, I didn't get one. I didn't get a drive-through one. I just bought one at a store.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, around here.
Well, we were able to buy them today. Well, we were able to buy them today too. Like her brother went out and bought a couple, so she took one. She was negative. The kid is positive, unfortunately, which sucks. But he's feeling okay. No fever. But yeah, my fever went up to 103. I had a pretty gnarly cough for a couple of days, or for the first whatever. The headache did not go away for 2 days. It's finally starting to go away. It comes and goes in waves. But I mean, I've been pounding Tylenol for the last 2 days, just trying to get rid of whatever symptoms I have. The fever is gone, thankfully.
Keep up fluid.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start drinking beer again. I think I need to get some Bud Light and start drinking
Bud Ice.
Bud Ice.
It was
Sit outside,
Bud Ice,
drink
right?
a
Not
few.
Bud Dry.
No, Bud Ice. Yes.
Bud Ice. Always joke about that.
Yeah, and the sad part is that I am vaccinated. So I mean, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to get it.
If you weren't vaccinated, it could have been a lot worse. Like, imagine
Yeah. So, like, I mean,
If
I'm
you're not
sure Noah will be
vaccinated
fine.
out there, get vaccinated, people. Come on.
Can't
Did you
say
get
it
a
enough, but
Did you get a booster?
no, not yet.
You haven't gotten a booster.
No,
Oh,
because I got the Johnson and Johnson one. They don't give a booster for that. You have to get like Pfizer or Moderna or whatever.
you can get, I think, any booster.
So,
I think you can switch
no,
between the.
I know. Just
Oh, yeah.
now that I
I
have it,
managed to
now that I
avoid
have it, I have the antibodies for 6 months or whatever. So
whatever it is. Whatever it is.
it is what it
Whatever.
is.
I was
Uh,
like, you
I
haven't
look
been
even
talking to
worse
me.
than I
I'm
did the
like,
last time we did a show.
you're like barely talking to me. I'm like, what the hell's going on over there? Like, I'm like, oh,
Uh,
I'm like, oh, like, no wonder you're close to death.
yeah, I mean,
103
it wasn't
people.
honestly the first 2 days. The first day, like Saturday night, was pretty rough. Sunday, like during the day, was pretty rough too. It got better towards the end of the day, but it was the headache. Man, the headache was the worst part. It just would not go away. It was hard to. It's hard to sleep with the headache, as you well know. I'm sure. Even with taking Tylenol and NyQuil or whatever, you still can't get rid of it. It was
It's time
brutal.
to get some of that
So
medicinal stuff. You know what I mean? They have it in
yeah,
Florida, right?
no. It is actually. You can get a card and stuff, but you know, yeah, it was. It's not fun. I don't recommend it. That's not. I wish I would have been
Well, like,
working
who
where I was
recommends
working.
it? Yeah, COVID was great. I
No,
think you should get it. I lost 30 pounds,
well,
So
I did
people
lose
do
some pounds,
recommend
but
stuff like that.
the funny thing is, I did not lose my appetite. I didn't lose my taste or smell.
That's the big thing is the
The,
taste and smell.
the achiness kind of went away after like the first probably 24 hours. But like the
Well,
first
I mean,
day, like
everybody's a
getting it,
little different.
like yesterday, I was like, I have to go for a walk. So I went outside to get some fresh air and I walked up and down the block just to kind of get out. Excuse me. Sorry, I forgot to hit the M button.
Mute yourself, damn it.
But I look worse than I did the last time we did a podcast. I think at this point.
You just look terrible all the time.
Well, the last 3 or 4 weeks, I haven't slept well, and all this shit's been going on. So we just moved. It was like bam, bam, bam. All this shit. So
Yeah, we'll get to that. But in the meantime, tell me. And I talked to the wife about it. Apparently, I also make a sandwich incorrectly, according to her. I do not put condiments on both sides of the bread.
yeah, I talked to my brother about this too, and he says, "What kind of savage is she?" Because yes, you put like if you make so I don't know. I'm from the household. When you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you put peanut butter on both sides of the bread and put jelly in the middle.
But that's only because the jelly makes the bread soggy. So you want to
It
keep that
depends on
out
the.
of the sogginess.
It depends on where you put the jelly, though. If you put the jelly on the peanut butter, it's fine because like that's how I make the kid a peanut butter and jelly sandwich because he just like the extra peanut butter. He'd be like the whole time. So, but like for me, I mean, yes. But then if you make a regular sandwich with like mayonnaise or mustard, you put mustard and mayonnaise on both pieces of the bread. It's how
I
you
don't
make
do
a
that.
sandwich.
I
That
don't do
is
that.
that's ludicrous.
But like
You weird.
when you go to like Jersey Mike's, do they put it on both sides? I'm pretty sure they only just put it on the top. If you went to Jersey Mike's or Subway, don't they?
I don't know how they do their subs anymore.
I'm pretty sure because they cut the meat, at least at Jersey Mike's, because I've watched them do it. They cut the meat, they cut the cheese, they put it right on the bread, then they put everything on top. They only do one side.
They're doing it wrong. So if you ever go to
But like,
Subway,
is it
if
wrong?
you
Is it wrong?
if you go to a
They're the
Subway, they do both.
professionals.
They do it the other side. They go do it both sides of the bread, don't they? Like on the Subway sandwich.
I don't know. I haven't been to Subway in years, so
Me
I
either.
couldn't tell you.
I haven't had a
I'm
Subway
pretty sure
sandwich in at least 4 years.
only put it on the top side of the sandwich. You put
Let's see.
you put ketchup. Like if you're making a burger, do you put all of that on both sides?
No, it's not a sandwich. It's a burger.
A burger is a type of sandwich.
No, it is not. It's a burger. That's why they call it a burger. 3 ways to make a sandwich.
I don't know. I feel like if it's on both sides, it's just like a sloppy mess. But I've been told that I'm doing it wrong, and that's why when I make a sandwich, it's not as good. I don't know.
Yeah, you
I'm
have
just
to.
telling you, I don't really. I'm not a huge condiment person.
I think you just put too much mayonnaise on it. If it's that sloppy, you just do a little bit of layer of mayonnaise on one side, a little bit of mayonnaise on the other side, and then you're good to go. I think
When
it's
I
too
make
dry if you don't put it on there.
When I make a BLT, I just put it on the one side.
Oh my God, you've been missing out forever. What's
I
wrong
don't
with
really
you?
eat the BLTs. That's not for me.
Yeah. But you like bacon and lettuce, don't you?
I don't hate lettuce. It's like chewing water. I can't. I can't. I fucking. Anytime there's lettuce in something, it's like, what is this? It overpowers every other thing in there. I don't understand. My
It
palate is
does.
very fucked up.
Yeah, you have a weird palate. Lettuce doesn't even have a taste, really. It's just there.
It's like chewing water. I don't. I can't explain it any other way than that.
Use a different kind of lettuce.
Like
They have
what?
like
Romaine?
eight romaine, spinach. Like there's 80 different kinds of
Well,
lettuce you
spinach
can
isn't.
use.
Spinach isn't lettuce. Okay, it's a
Well, no,
different
they
thing.
have no, but but spinach is technically like you can use it as a salad or you can put it on a
Right.
sandwich.
Right. I would.
You know?
I would rather do that. Like that's better than like when you go to a store, when you go to a restaurant or something. Most of the time, it's like shredded lettuce. It's just iceberg lettuce. It's just plain ass lettuce.
Yeah, usually they'll put like shredded lettuce is usually plain lettuce, or any buffet
And
you ever go
they
to
put
will have
so much.
plain
Like how
lettuce.
much lettuce do I want? I want the fucking meat to be the star. I don't want everything else to complement it.
I want
And
meat
like
to be a star.
right, I want it to. I want everything else to complement it. Like last night we went to Red Robin. All right, and I get the same burger I get every time. But and lately more and more I've been eating. I don't take anything off of it. I've been eating the lettuce and the tomato, but they put like 3 huge chunks of tomato on there. I'm like, am I eating a tomato sandwich or am I eating a hamburger here? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, that's a little weird.
It
I haven't
right
been to a
and
Red Robin in a long time.
well, that's where the kid we got the kid a coronavirus shot, so he got to pick. Like, I was his treat.
Okay.
They just take here's a handful of lettuce on the burger, and I'm like, I I'm barely getting meat. I want meat taste in my mouth, not lettuce and tomato. I'm not eating a salad.
We're gonna have to isolate that. I want that meat taste in
I
my
want the
mouth.
meat taste in my mouth. I don't need all this other stuff. Like, come on.
That's the
Like, I
name of this
get it.
podcast.
I
A
get
meat
it.
taste in my
You
mouth.
want to have a little bit of crisp lettuce and a cool tomato, but I don't want it to overpower the meat. It should never overpower the main part of the sandwich, unless that's what you're having. Like some people just have like a tomato sandwich with mayonnaise. I feel that's really weird.
That's my dad. My dad would eat that. My dad
Like
eat. My dad would eat tomatoes in a bowl with mayo and salt and pepper.
that's just so weird, right? Like
I don't know.
a tomato and mayonnaise sandwich on white bread. I'm like, that is some fucking depression era meal if I ever heard one.
Well, I mean, my dad's he's pushing 65 now, so I mean,
He was
yeah,
not
probably.
alive during the
No,
depression.
no, no, I know, but I'm saying like I'm sure his parents were, so I'm sure they were feeding him some random ass shit. I know
I mean,
he would talk about like eating beets and mashed potatoes. I've heard the story of him like eating the mashed potatoes just turn red from the beets. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm just so used to mashed potatoes just being red." I'm like, "This is the weirdest story I've ever
why are there
heard."
beets? Where do the beets come in?
I don't know. They had beets.
And
Like they would just
mix
make
them
beets.
together. They would just make
Yeah,
beets and mashed potatoes.
and food and like I'm sure a protein as well. But I'm saying that's would be the two things on the plate that would run together because beets run red and they run into the mashed potatoes, which are white, and turn them pink or red, which is gross.
So weird. That's
Yeah, very strange.
that's just so weird. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of food. Okay, so people have real weird food preferences. I get it. Everybody, food is a very different thing to everybody. I just it just sounds like it just sounds really depressing. Like, what'd you have for lunch? Oh, I had a tomato mayonnaise sandwich on white bread. Are you okay? Are you doing okay? Like, do you need some money? Like, that's my first thought. Like, do you need some help? Like, I can buy you some lunch. What are you doing for protein over there? Like, that's more like a snack to me, like a snack kind of like you have tea time, you have like finger sandwiches, like that's the kind of finger sandwich you'd have.
I used to love cucumber sandwiches. Like you just get like you do like slice the cucumber on bread with salt and pepper mayonnaise, and then just chop it up or whatever. Chop it up in fours or twos or whatever you want to do. And that's normal,
That's
but it is
it.
a snack.
Just
Yeah,
cucumber.
yeah. It's a snack though. It's not I'm not saying it's a sandwich. It's like
It's
a
not like a
finger
lunch,
sandwich or
right?
whatever. No, no, no. So, but like one thing I always loved as a kid was a lettuce and cheese sandwich. And I
At least
know
there's some protein in that.
Yeah, but so you put like a piece of American cheese and some lettuce and some mayo on white bread, and you just eat it, and it just tasted good to me as a kid. You know, I don't know. It's something that I still go back to every once in a while.
That's such a poor person's. I'm sorry, but
I
that's such
mean,
a, I mean, I get it. We all used a lot of people just used to be poor. Like I used to when I was a kid, I put ketchup in my spaghetti.
ew, it's
I don't
gross.
know. Like my mom's like, here, have some ketchup spaghetti. Yeah, it was great as a kid. As a kid, you eat a
Ketchup
lot of
spaghetti.
yeah. Or I used to put ketchup on pizza. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me. I was a weird kid. It's just
No,
tomato
you
on
know,
tomato. At least it kind of
speak
makes sense.
ketchup on pizza is kind of weird. Okay,
It's
no, I mean,
tomato sauce on it.
you just said I'm poor for eating a lettuce and cheese sandwich, and you used to eat ketchup spaghetti.
I don't still eat that. This is the difference. When was the
Yeah,
last
but I'm
time you
not.
had a cucumber sandwich? When was the last time you made one?
It's been a while. I
In,
used to
in
have
the
these.
in the last 5 years.
No, it's been longer than
It's
that.
been like 30 years since I ate a ketchup spaghetti
All right,
sandwich.
next week, you're having ketchup spaghetti, and
No,
I'm gonna
I'm
get
not.
cucumber sandwich
No.
live
I
live
make
on the
my
show.
I make my own
Live
spaghetti sauce now. So no, absolutely
next
not.
week. Next week, you're eating ketchup spaghetti, and I am eating a cucumber sandwich, and that's what we're
No,
doing.
you see, here's the difference is that you still like that. I don't still like mine.
How do you know if you don't like it? You haven't had it in forever, 30 years.
It's disgusting to me now. Just the even
Ketchup.
thought of it makes like I don't want to do it.
Oh god,
I think
that
I've
sounds
grown
good.
out
I
of that.
mean,
The only thing I haven't
I
grown
would
out of
hope.
is like, I love SpaghettiOs and like Chef Boyardee. Like I love that shit.
Stuff's such garbage. I mean,
I
it's
know it's
okay.
garbage, but it
I'll eat it.
fucking tastes good.
I'll eat it. I mean, you know what I really love is like the Campbell soup with the extra noodles, which defeats the purpose of having soup because the
Chunky. You like
noodle.
the chunky soup?
No. That well, no, not chunky, but
Are you talking
no,
like
just the extra noodles.
the little cans where you have to put like add a can of water into it?
Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
So, but they have like the extra noodles ones that come like packed, and you open the can, and all it is noodles.
Yeah.
Like that's my favorite. That defeats the purpose of soup. But I mean, that's what I grew up eating. That was one of my
What's the
favorite
purpose
things.
of what soup? Soup is whatever. Soup can be anything you want.
Well, true, but
I mean, soup is so versatile. It can be anything. I mean, like look at what we have done in a country, as this country in America with soup. Okay, you have cheeseburger soup.
I
You've
love
talked
cheeseburger
about it
soup.
before. You put fucking
Yeah, I have made
lettuce
it.
in it. You put lettuce in it, right?
It goes on the end. At the very end, you put it in.
Right. So like that's just fucking weird. Like we eat baked potato soup. Like a baked potato wasn't good enough. We have to eat it in soup form. Like what is this?
Well,
Like we'll soup anything here.
that's a fucking Applebee's thing.
I don't know. A lot of places have. I
That was
make
an
a good
Applebee's thing.
baked potato soup. I love baked potato soup. But just, I mean, just think about it, like we'll take anything. Tacos, sure. Let's make a soup out of it. That's what we do.
Yeah,
We're Americans. We'll
you
soup
know,
anything.
we really will. That's the sad part. We'll make anything into a soup. But you know,
I
it
don't know,
is what
dude.
it
I'm
is.
just like
You eat.
soup. I like soup.
When was the last time you had a fish stick?
It's been a while because they haven't been on sale. And I refuse to pay full price for fish. They're expensive if they're not on sale.
Fish sticks are expensive. I like a good fish fillet every once in a while when you buy them in the store. You put them on a sandwich, or you just eat them
Yep.
normal.
They're super
They're not
versatile.
bad. They are. You can do whatever you want with them.
It's funny you bring this up. At work, I was talking to somebody, and he says, "I'm having fish sticks for dinner." I'm like, "Oh, like a fish stick sandwich?" Like making a joke because that's what in the office Michael makes for him and Jan once. And the fish stick sandwich, like it's be an aphrodisiac, and it's just two fish sticks on like a roll. He's like, no, like a fish fillet, a fish fillet sandwich. I'm like, okay, I can get with that. And he's like, I was gonna have a side of tots, but I think I'll have a side of fish sticks. I'm like, wait, you're gonna eat a fish fillet sandwich with a side of fish sticks? He's like, yeah, I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm like, okay, like that's so odd.
I'm
Like
gonna
a
have some
side
fish
of fish
sticks
sticks?
and some more fish sticks.
Right. I'm like, can you imagine going to a restaurant and be like, can I get, you want fries? Like, can I just get a side of fish sticks with that? Like, why not
I'm gonna
just
have
eat
the
more fish? I don't
I'm gonna have
understand.
this
Just have more
delicious
fish
fish
dishes.
sandwich. I'm gonna have this delicious fish sandwich. And do you want fries with that? No, I just like more fish
Right. On the side?
on the
Yes. Can you
side.
cut it up in stick form? Like fish sticks is one of those things where you never find it on a menu. You'll never find
No.
fish sticks on a menu in a restaurant.
That's the same thing with like if you want to get like a turkey burger somewhere, you never really find those. And if you do find a turkey burger somewhere, I forget where I heard this from. It might have
Diners
been
have
like one of
turkey burgers.
yeah, but I forget where I heard it from. But usually, if you get a turkey burger from somewhere like that, it's actually better for you to just get a regular burger because they put so
Probably.
much additives in that turkey burger. Like if you buy turkey from like a grocery store and you make it yourself, it's somewhat healthy depending on what you put in it. But if you go somewhere else, they put a bunch of stuff in it to make it taste better. So that it's usually not as good for you as if you bought it at home. So
I
it's
like to
actually
get
better to get.
the the like a bison burger or a buffalo burger, whatever you want to call it, like they used to do in diners by us in New York.
Yeah,
That was always a little premium. I've gotten it here a couple times, and you got to add some fat to it because it's very very lean. But that's the shit right there. Let's turn it
I haven't
into a
even
soup. Ground turkey burger soup.
turkey burger soup. I made turkey chili actually not too long ago. Before we moved, it was pretty good. It was a little too
Making
thick.
chili right now. It's up there cooking.
Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, it came out pretty good. I mean, it was a little too thick. I think I didn't add enough.
That's
I
just
probably need a little more like beef broth or some shit in there or whatever. But it came out pretty good. It was spicy as shit though.
I like spicy. Nothing wrong
I
with
like
spicy.
spicy. You are spicy.
I am spicy.
Ah,
I like.
what was I gonna say? I
I don't know.
watched something. Oh, I watched No Time to Die.
Ah,
I've
yes.
had
No
all this
time to
time to
die.
watch movies. I don't want to watch anything anymore. I'm so bored that I don't want to watch anything. I've been trying to watch. I made it through 2 episodes of Peacemaker, and then I made it through like half of the third episode. And I was like, I can't watch TV anymore.
I
I'm
know
like
you
so
get
bored.
bored.
I'm like tired of laying down. My back's starting to
Mm,
bother me from laying down the whole time, and I'm trying to
gotta
sit
move
up,
and
and
shit.
that's annoying. This
Um,
chair.
No Time to Die is okay. I, it's better than Spectre, but the ending and spoilers, people. If you don't want to be spoiled on the No Time to Die ending, either fast forward or don't listen, or listen anyway. Who cares? Spoilers, whatever. They
Probably a
killed
Bond
him.
movie.
They killed him.
Yes,
You
he is
think
dead.
you think he's gonna make it? He's gonna survive, but he does not. They make it extreme. They make it blatantly, extremely, 100% clear that he's dead. There's
Yes.
no vagueness to it.
So apparently they are just going to reboot the whole franchise, which I mean, fine.
I get it. They've done it before, but they've never explicitly killed Bond.
No. Um,
And who's gonna play Bond? Like, what are we doing here?
so I guess the two front runners right now are Tom Hardy and Henry Cavill, which I mean, I could see Henry Cavill. I can't see Tom Hardy doing it.
I don't see. Is it Cavill or Cavill?
I don't know. Whatever. Who cares? Who cares? I like both of them. I mean, Idris Elba would be awesome, but I just don't see them doing that unless they change the whole character around. Does that change the whole franchise as far as? And it's gonna sound shitty, but like blaxploitation, where the characters become black, and it's a whole different thing.
I
Does
think.
that take the regular Bond, like the regular Bond fans, the historians of Bond? Does that take them out of that? You know,
Idris Elba, maybe 5 years ago. I think he's too old now.
I mean, Craig was what? He's had 5 movies. It's been what, 15 years, something like that.
Elba's 49, and to start now is, I think, just too old. Daniel Craig is 53. So,
He
like,
doesn't
what are we
look. He
talking?
doesn't look 49 though.
Idris Elba?
He doesn't look 40. Yeah, he doesn't look 49.
I mean, he's up there in age.
Yeah, he doesn't look it though. Like Daniel Craig is kind of old too.
I don't know. He's been married 3 times.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Seems like a
He's got
lot.
he's a weirdo. He's like a DJ on the side. He does all this random shit on the side. He's kind of a weirdo.
I don't
Good
know. Like,
actor. Don't get me
yeah,
wrong.
he's a good actor. I don't know if I see. Maybe I would like to see him as Bond, but it would have been better if they had confirmed that Bond in Skyfall. They confirmed that it's not like just a code name that they use. It's actually him. They kind of got
Yeah.
rid of that like fan theory that it's like just the name that they give to whoever that agent is. So that kind of ruined that. It would have been better if it was like that. They give it just a code name that they used. I think so.
So
That's just
apparently this, I'm going to butcher this guy's name, but there's a guy that's on that show Bridgerton. His name is Roger Sean Page. Apparently he's a front runner, and he's British, but he is black. Which
he's
I
only
mean, I don't have a
33,
problem with the dude being black. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with the dude being black.
but
I
they have
think
to
the
they have to
dude
make
from
like not like okay, we're just gonna make him black, like just to make him for inclusionary's sake. I feel like that always kind of suffers. Like, just don't call it out. Don't don't like play up the race character. If you do cast a black character, don't play up the race. Just have it as it is. That's my 2 cents. What was I watching the other day? Where it's like they kind of like force it in there, and it's like, all right, it's too much. What was I watching? I can't remember what the hell I was watching.
I think they just need to take a step back and really, if they're going to really reinvent the franchise, find somebody that they can reinvent it with, and not just do it because now the whole country and the world is woke. I think that's part of the reason why they're doing some of this crap, and that doesn't make sense to me. Like so some things should be a little bit sacred. You remember when Cuba Gooding Jr. tested for Daredevil before Ben Affleck got it, and he was pissed that he didn't get it?
I
Do you
do
remember
not
that?
remember. I do not remember that. Is that
I,
true?
yeah, I think we talked about it on the original. This was forever ago. I mean, that movie came out when we were still in New York. So, but I mean that, you know, I'm sure we talked about it on the show back then, like that he was pissed off that he didn't get the role because he was black. But I mean, and then again, you think about a character that's, at that point, what, 60 years old, 70 years old. I don't know when Daredevil came out. It was probably the 40s or
It was like
50s.
40 years old.
Yeah, so 40 years old at that point. So, I mean, you can't just depending on what you're doing, like people expect something out of that character.
Oh, I know
So
what we
it's
were
just,
talking about. We were talking about how like they're trying to push Cyborg. That's just my like just trying
well,
to
yeah.
make him so important.
Which, if the character of Cyborg was actually any good, which he's not, it's always been a dopey character anyway. Look at what they did to him in like Teen Titans. It's just dopey.
Don't make
Cyborg's always been
he's
kind of
better. He's better as a supporting character than as a lead character.
yeah. I mean, if you and not to mention if you put the right person behind a character like that to run it as a single character, a single movie, you might be able to do it. But right now, DC doesn't have anybody that can do that. They don't have any Marvel people that can do a single character and make it into a movie that's actually worth watching. And Marvel's even running into it now because Eternals was a hot bag of garbage.
I haven't finished it yet. I do need to finish it. I
It
think
was
it's a world building movie that just too much going on to build in one movie.
so like No Time to Die. It was so fucking long.
It is long.
Oh,
No
it
Time to
took
Die was like
forever.
definitely 20 to
Took
30
for
minutes too long.
at
It's like
least
they need
Eternals
to
was
put
I
as
can't.
much action in there as possible.
It took Eternals a long time to get to the point of what they were trying to do. And that was another one too. Like you have Kit
Well,
Harington, you have Richard Madden,
you
who
said
are
the
in
same
that
thing about
movie.
Matrix. You're like, I'm like an
Yeah,
hour
man.
in, like, what is
Well,
even going on? And you're not
and
wrong.
truth be told, I'm not a Matrix guy. I'm not a Matrix guy anyway. It was okay. I mean, whatever. I like Keanu Reeves. So, and I like the characters in the movie, but it took forever to get there. I was
Right.
bored, you know? And I appreciate that they're on streaming services and you can watch them in the comfort of your home and you're not really paying extra for them, which, whatever. But just, they don't have to be that long. Like it just took too long to get there. Like some of these movies, they already built up these characters already. Like, why do you have to rebuild them up again? Like Eternals, I can understand, but then again, there was so much stuff that could have been cut out of that movie that didn't need to be there.
2 hours is like the sweet running time. Okay. Anything over that, it's got to be really good to to be over 2 hours. I feel like.
And this is what I heard about with No Way Home too, is that No Way Home is really long, but it holds itself together. Like there's no like dead spots in that movie. I know it's over 2 hours long, I think, if
Let
I
me hear.
remember correctly.
I'm pulling this up here. So I got every movie here in the MCU. I got all the runtimes. So Eternals is the second longest movie in the MCU. 7 minutes longer than Infinity War. The longest MCU movie, of course, is I believe just regular Endgame. Endgame is fucking long, but you know what? It doesn't feel long because
No, it
goes
doesn't.
it goes hard. That movie is
Oh, it
fucking.
pounds through.
There's so much to go through. So like, yeah, that's 3 hours, but it doesn't feel 3 hours. But let me see here. Two Avengers. Yeah, I see they've done a really good job at limiting most of the shorter movies, the one-offs. You know, Ant-Man is under 2 hours. Doctor Strange under 2 hours. Homecoming 2 hours 13 minutes.
But it doesn't
Okay,
feel like it.
no.
But it doesn't feel
Ant
like it. That movie runs
Ant
pretty fast.
Ant-Man 2 is under 2 hours. Captain Marvel is 2 hours 3 minutes. Um, that's the sweet point. You got to get that 2 hour runtime for these one-offs, and then the big movies can be much longer. Like Civil War is longer. Civil War is much longer. Winter Soldier is much longer. Avengers, all of those, they're just much longer movies.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long was Eternals. What was the runtime on it?
2 hours and 36 minutes.
Yeah, that was only so. That's like what 7 minutes shorter than No Time to Die. I mean, that movie was forever.
It's too long. It's too
It's
long.
way too long especially for an entry movie to new characters. Why would you want to bore your fans? Like, and bring it together. I mean, I get, and they kept the one thing about that movie is they kept jumping back and forth to different times. I was
wait, Eternals or No Time to Die?
Eternals.
Okay. That is by far, by the way, 2 hours and 43 minutes for No Time to Die. It's like no time for this movie to end. Like, Jesus Christ, it's so fucking long. The next longest is Spectre, 2 hours and 28 minutes. Again, most of them are under 2 hours.
What was the one? It was Casino Royale. And what was the one after that?
Quantum of Solace is the shortest Daniel Craig.
That movie went by like bam, it was done. I was like, what happened?
1 hour
was so fast.
1 hour and 46 minutes.
That movie was so short.
They had to have cut so much out.
They might as well have just left it together if they're just gonna have like these epic movies. You know, and you know what's really nice is, I shouldn't say nice, but the guy who directed No Time to Die, Kerry, whatever his name is, yeah, he's a really good director, which I appreciate because he has that really great tracking shot in True Detective season 1.
Yep.
That he did it. He did Beast of No Nation. He did a couple other movies. Yeah, It Won. He didn't do it too, but I think there was some behind the scenes shit that he just didn't want to deal with. And that movie, that second movie, is not anywhere near as good as the first one.
Oh, I'm sorry. He only wrote it. It Won.
I thought he directed it.
No.
Oh, okay. But I think he even write the second one.
Yes, but it's partial credit.
Okay, so
I don't know.
So he's got something coming out with what was it? I was just looking at it yesterday. No, I can't remember what it was. He's got another movie coming out here. Cary Fukunaga.
He's got a show coming out.
Yes.
Masters of the Air. He's
also got another movie. I think so.
Let's produce that he's directing. I don't see another movie that he's directing. Oh, he did Maniac.
Yes.
The Jonah Hill show. That was a good show. I like that. But yeah, he got boosted because of True Detective.
Yes. That tracking shot, that movie was insane. I think that's pretty much what really did it for him, I think. It kind of proved that he could really do that.
Just because I don't want to leave it out there. Every DC movie runtime. Okay. Man, this is a terrible chart. Why can't I get like a bet? Whatever. I'll just the Justice League, the original Justice League cut that came out is a flat 2 hours. It's short. And of course, the Zack Snyder's Justice League is 244 hours. Batman vs Superman is 2.5 hours. Wonder Woman 84 is 2.5 hours. That's too long.
Wonder Woman 84 was kind of long too. I think I remember bitching about that when it came out.
Man of
If I
Steel 223. Aquaman is the same. 221 for Wonder Woman. These movies are all long. Every single one.
Aquaman doesn't feel like that though.
Every single one is over 2 hours, except for Birds of Prey, which is an hour and 51 minutes. No, I'm sorry, an hour and 49 minutes. Every
Which
other
that,
DC movie is well over 2 hours. They're too long. Cut some shit out. I think that's maybe why there's a point of diminishing returns when it comes to movie length. Where it's like, yeah, if a movie is good, you want more of it, but like, you don't want like so much where it becomes like unbearably long. I lost you. You muted. Did you mute?
Yes, that's how I felt about. Well, I did mute because I coughed, but then I thought I hit it and it didn't work. That's how I felt about Lord of the Rings for the longest time, and I still do. I haven't watched those movies since they came out.
And most people actually prefer the extended editions, and those shits are long. Like for Return of the King's, like 5 hours or something.
All it is just landscape shots of grass. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like it just baffles me, man. I don't want to sit there and watch just rolling landscapes the whole time until you get to the point. And I'm not to say he's not, they didn't make their money. They don't have their audience because they clearly do, but I'm obviously not it.
A couple of establishing long shots and stuff like, that's fine. But like, let's get to the heart of things here, Let's get to the heart of things. It's just so long. And by the way, the extended length of Return of the King, 263 minutes. So it is 4 hours and 23 minutes long, not 5 hours.
Holy shit. No, I don't have time for that.
Look at how long Zack Snyder's Justice League is.
Yeah. And you know what's weird? It didn't feel like it was 4 hours long either.
Is it? Wait, it felt like it's much shorter?
It didn't feel shorter. It just
I still haven't watched it. I refuse to.
It felt long. And then, it's funny. I sent you an article about Joss Whedon today. I guess he finally did an interview with somebody. That is really long article, so I wouldn't recommend reading it now. But yeah, it didn't feel as long as you thought it would, but you were also watching shit you've already seen before. So a lot of that stuff you've already seen, like from the previous movie. They added a bunch of shit in, and you can tell where that stuff is. But a lot of that stuff you've already seen. Like it's just it's adding more to the movie that was already made that Joss Whedon put together.
I guess like he cut it in such a way that it's short. It doesn't really. There's not enough time to establish the villain. When you've got a movie with a bunch of different heroes, I guess that you want to give each one their own little bit of time. And I guess maybe that's what they were thinking with Eternals, and that there's so many people that they want to introduce and set up and give them some story. That's why it needed to be so long, but it didn't really need to be so long. I don't think so.
No, probably not. And it just has almost too many characters. What do they have, like 7 of them or 9 of them? I don't even know. There's quite a few.
Again, 2 hours is that sweet spot. If you're pushing to 15, maybe depends on the movie. Okay, it's got to be good. It's got to not feel dragged out with like padded. They do that in video games a lot too. And I know you're not a big video game person, but like they do a lot of missions and stuff in there to like pad out the length of the game so you feel like you're getting your money's worth. I don't need to have my money's worth with a movie. Tell your story, get in, get out, and be done with it.
Yeah, you want people to want more, that's fine. But then you make another movie. That's where you make your money. Spider-Man, those movies are kind of long, but they also fulfill themselves. They don't actually take long to get to the point. They actually have a lot of action. They have a lot of, good stuff going on in it, and they're quick. It's not like, a regular Spider-Man movie, like the original Spider-Man movie. What was it? 2002. Those movies were kind of long. I would say they're probably 2-hour range, right?
The original one is 2 hours and 1 minute. 2 hours and 7 minutes for Spider-Man 2, 2:19 for Spider-Man 3. Again, more characters, more runtime.
Yeah. So I mean, like the first one ran just it didn't feel draggy. There was no draggy parts in that movie to me. The second one even too didn't have any really draggy parts. Third one was a little bit different, but it also had, like you said, it had a bunch of characters in it. So you kind of, if you're interested in the character, if the person making the movie or writing the movie makes the characters even remotely interesting, then you won't have a problem sitting through a 2.5 hour movie. But
Right.
like No Time to Die, I was bored out of my mind half the time
Yeah,
because
20,
they didn't
20 minutes. What's your favorite Spider-Man movie?
overall. Probably the original. The second one, probably
What,
Spider-Man
what
2.
about what about Spider-Verse? Do you count that?
Yeah, probably, but I don't think that would be my favorite anyway.
I mean, that's pretty darn. It's under 2 hours.
Oh, it's under 2 hours and it's solid. It's a
It's fucking
solid movie.
solid movie. There is nothing. I wouldn't
No,
change a
that
single
movie.
minute of that.
No, that movie is perfect. The only thing I would ever change about the Sam Raimi Spider-Man is that he doesn't have web shooters, and I've said that numerous times before. And that we're going to nerd out if I start talking about Spider-Man, but the fact that even Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man had web shooters that he built himself, and like we watched that movie, last week I think, and there's good things and bad things about that movie. He's not the movie for some reason took a DC approach and it was very, very dark. I don't know why. Like, it doesn't make any sense why you'd have that movie be so completely dark. Like, a lot of it takes place at night.
They were trying to make it. Dark movie is more serious. More serious Spider-Man. Spider-Man is not serious.
No,
He
Spider-Man
never has been.
is sarcastic. He's always in the daylight. I mean, he doesn't give a shit if people see him. He's not hiding in the shadows. That's never been the key. That's why Sam Raimi's movie works so well. Yeah, there were some nighttime scenes, but for the most part, he was, doing stuff during the day.
I mean, the most iconic scene in any of the Spider-Man movies is the train fight.
Yeah,
and that's in the middle of the day.
Yep, yeah. I mean,
I'm talking
it's just the first
3 movies, but yeah.
So I mean, like, the only thing
everything in Amazing Spider-Man is at night. Everything.
Yeah, it's a very dark movie, and even the second one's a very dark movie because it's electro and it's all they want to show that off. You can't see that during the day, So,
yeah.
But I mean that was the only things that I would fault those movies for, other than the costume. The costume's kind of garbagey. I don't know what they were planning with that, but overall, I mean, the movies aren't terrible. I don't know what they would have done with Spider-Man 3 if they actually would have made
Amazing it. Spider-Man 2, I did not like. I remember watching it and being like, this is just not good.
No, and Jamie Foxx wasn't the right person for that role anyway at that point. And it was just kind of, they did it weird. And I don't think he wanted to do it anymore either. It just seemed like nobody wanted to really be there anymore. I don't even know who directed those movies.
The same dude who did, I don't remember, Amazing Spider-Man.
It's not Mark Webb, was it?
Story by, that's the story. Yeah, it is Mark Webb.
Okay, I thought so.
500 Days of Summer guy.
Yes.
Who, by the way, after doing Amazing Spider-Man 2, has not really done much of anything.
I'm not surprised.
He is doing the Snow White and Seven Dwarfs live action for Disney.
Just because he made one shitty movie shouldn't be the only thing that he shouldn't not make any movies again. He's also done some TV though too.
That's what happens. What's his name? I want to say Colin Trevorrow.
Yeah, Trevorrow.
Trevorrow.
I don't know.
Like he was supposed to do the third Star Wars movie, but he got replaced by J.J. Abrams. I guess they hated 8 so much.
I don't think anybody liked those movies, to be honest with you. They're okay. I don't know.
Was it 8 or 9? Whatever it is. He was supposed to do it, and he had been replaced. And who's the dude that did Fantastic Four? Oh man, how about that guy?
Oh,
Josh.
It was a fast.
Josh.
Fantastic Four, whatever with the
yes.
Poor Josh Trank. He had all the he had all the aspirations in the world.
You know, they
And he also made,
well, he did Chronicle, which is awesome.
he, he also did Capone
I haven't
with
seen
Tom Hardy,
I haven't
which
seen it. I don't know.
not
But there's
not good.
you know how they've been calling for the first it was the Snyder cut. Okay. Everybody wanted to see the Snyder cut of Justice League. Now there's calls for the David Ayer the original Suicide Squad cut. They want to see his cut of that. And then I was like, I want to see the Fantastic Four cut that we did not get.
Why
That's
does
what I
everything
want.
have to be so dark? Why? Look at what James Gunn did with Suicide Squad. Look at what he did. Why does everything have to be so serious? And I know you can throw it back to Heath Ledger's Joker, but I mean, why does it have to be so serious all the time? Like Marvel has taken the seriousness out of pretty much everything
because
until they get to Endgame.
because of the Dark Knight. That you just said it right there. That's why everything has to be so serious and dark because it was so successful. Like let's make more Batman, but Batman is dark. That's the point of Batman is that it's always in the dark. That's what he does.
Batman, but Batman is dark. Not every other character has to
Right,
be.
right. Batman thrives in the dark. By day he's Bruce Wayne, at night he's Batman. That's the point of the whole character. Not
You
every
know, and
movie needs to be dark like Batman.
like Wonder Woman has been better. Like they don't thrive. She doesn't have complete darkness, and the second movie was not good. We talked about it. It's pretty bad. Aquaman's pretty good. That was a pretty good movie. Shazam was great, but it played off of what it was. It's not meant to be this fucking dark, serious movie. Batman is. I can understand they're making the Batman or whatever with Robert
And
Pattinson.
it looks fucking dark as hell. I just don't think it's gonna be that great. I really don't.
I don't think it's going to be that great either. I think it'll be okay, probably at best. It might surprise some people. You never know. But that being said, it can't get much worse. I mean, fuck. I mean, they haven't made a Batman movie with Ben Affleck. Michael Keaton's going to be in The Flash, and he's also going to be in Batgirl. Apparently,
They never gave Affleck his own movie. The only movies he's in is Batman vs Superman and Justice League.
which is another thing where they just never set up the universe properly. Like how long ago was Man of Steel?
2013.
Before they made Batman vs Superman.
Not
And when
no
was
time.
Batman
2
vs Superman?
years. 2015, 2016. You got a couple years out of it, but even still, we know the characters. Okay, if you had built on existing properties and kind of like we know who Batman is, we know who Superman is. Like I guess that they they can kind of cut out all that, but like in that universe, they don't even know who the fuck each other is. That's the problem.
Well,
If
that's
you
kind of
take
what they did with. I mean, they didn't make a
just made
Black
it like
Widow movie
whoever,
until after everything was over. They just assumed you knew who Black Widow was or Clint Barton. The Thor, the first movie was probably needed. The second one, probably not so much.
you mean like the Black Widow? You knew who she was. Although
Yeah.
at least you knew who she was. It was she was in a lot of other movies before they gave her own.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, but they build universe around. They built the universe around Iron Man, obviously. So, and they built that whole story, the entire Marvel epic for the 10 movies or whatever they are, is built around Iron Man. I mean, obviously, he dies in the movie.
Right.
Everything's
So
built
then
around him.
what is everything built around in Justice League?
Nothing. There's nothing. There's no
Nothing.
rhyme or reason to anything.
No, there's nobody there. If you change the tone of Man of Steel so much that in the second movie, like yeah, we get it, we know who Batman is, we don't need a Batman origin story, but you've changed who Superman essentially is in the first DCEU movie. You've changed him so much that now you have to establish the other characters in that universe, and you didn't do that.
No, because they made him a freaking killer.
They made him a killer. They made him not save his dad. Like it's just so ridiculous of all the things that they did. You've changed the rules. You've changed who Superman was as a character. So now you need to build up everybody else in that universe, not including characters who you don't really have their own origin story, so you can make it whatever you want. Wonder Woman. How many people know Wonder Woman's origin? You know, like it's stuff like
I know
that. But
she's
like
a goddess
you
or
went
whatever.
from Superman's origin to Batman versus Superman. Yeah, what are we doing here? Like that's just so taking it. Like they don't fight in the comics for like years.
Nope. And even then they do, that was one of those taboo things that nobody really wanted to happen anyway. And they did it, and it was kind of like, I mean, it was an epic thing. Was it Frank Miller? I mean, it was crazy,
I
and
mean,
it
that
worked
was
really well.
you're talking Dark Knight Returns,
Well, Dark Knight Returns and whatever the one after that was too.
which is a side shoot. But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in the comics and stuff, they fight because they have it's basically what Civil War is essentially. You have two sides of thinking that they need to approach it differently, but they don't set that up. They don't set it up, so there's no payoff. There's no emotional payoff for those movies. It's just action.
I don't even remember Batman versus Superman at this point. I
It's not
barely.
good.
I only
It's
remember.
not good.
All I remember is the suit, the Batman suit, like
And
the.
Martha makes them stop. And oh, and I remember the cities are like right next to each other. Like Gotham and Metropolis are like right next to each other. I'm like, what in what DC world is this? Like it's so fucking bizarre. Like I always felt like Gotham was kind of like New Yorkish and Metropolis was like Chicago-ish. That's what I always felt like.
Unrelated. Let's go back to Marvel for a second, and not necessarily the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but like, so we've had three different incarnations of Spider-Man, and now three different incarnations of Aunt May and Uncle Ben. Who is the best? Do you remember who the ones from Amazing Spider-Man are?
I do not. Oh wait.
Sally
Right?
Field and Martin Sheen. You can't tell me there's better than that.
Is there Uncle Ben in the new one though?
No,
Right,
no,
there's
he's
no
already
Uncle
dead.
Ben. So we got Marissa
No,
Tomei though. You've
I
got
know.
you've got Academy Award winning actresses as Aunt May. Two different
Uh,
versions.
and Martin Sheen, who's one of the greatest actors of all time, personally.
But they
Come on.
see that one that pisses me off because they made his parents like
I know,
secret
scientists. Yeah, I know.
scientist shit. I'm
That was
like,
another thing.
uh,
That was another thing with the Amazing Spider-Man series is like they just changed the story around a lot. It just didn't make sense. Like just
changed
leave
so
it the way it
much.
is. Yeah, and then Riz Ifans isn't bad as the Lizard or whatever or Connors, but it's just a weird. They made it so like almost like spy related. You know?
Sony was trying to get so hard to so fast to the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
They just wanted to push it so hard and so fast because that's the most iconic thing about it. I get it. It's not really what I would call a Marvel movie. It's
No, it's
not.
not.
The new Spider-Mans are the most Marvel Spider-Mans we've had yet.
And they're set like I mean the original three, they were standalones. I mean you have to look at them that way. Now they're kind of because of the new movie, they're kind of put together as far as like the universe, I guess. I mean I haven't seen it, but I mean I know, generally. But they're not canon as you would say, but they are put together
Right. I don't know.
for lack of a better term.
You watch all these movies and the point is that they're all connected in some way.
Well, that's what
Marvel's done
Agents
the
of Shield
smart
been saying.
Marvel's done the smart thing and how they've established it and put everybody in the same universe together. Okay. How is DC going to do with Flashpoint, which again is a major Flash storyline that you're going to put in the first Flash movie all by itself, but without establishing what's going on? Like, how do you make that the first fucking Flash story? Like, that's just
Because there's no other really good Flash stories.
it doesn't
There really
matter.
isn't.
At least
You can't
give
do
it
his
a
origin again. You can't do it again.
What do you mean again? They've never done it in
Well,
a movie.
Well, no, but I'm saying like he's already been established as a character in that universe. You can't just do his origin story now. What is he going to go back to the past?
Well, they did that with
I mean,
Wonder Woman. They put
I
Wonder
mean,
Woman in Batman vs Superman, and then
yeah,
gave them
but
their own movie.
if you remember, she was already in the future and she went back to the past because of the picture and like finding the art, whatever it was, the picture of Steve Trevor. She was already in the future.
I'm really, I love Flashpoint. It's one of my favorite comics.
It's not something I would start on.
Right.
Never.
That's the thing. I wouldn't start it like the animated version is so good. The
Well, boy, we've
DC,
talked about this DC stuff. The DC, animated stuff is light years better than any comic stuff you'll see as far as animated stuff goes.
right? I
Marvel,
also
Marvel
maybe
just
it's
doesn't
maybe
have
that
that.
I don't like Ezra Miller. I'm not the biggest fan of him. By the way, Andy Muschietti, who directed It One, is the director of
Yeah,
Flash.
yeah. So
That's
I
who's
mean,
directing. When did that come out?
listen,
Uh,
2023, I think, right?
November 4th of this year.
Really?
Yes, and there was a director change at one point too.
Huh?
I don't know who was supposed to originally direct.
I don't know.
Written by people I've never heard of. Christina
Let's see.
Hodson. She wrote Bumblebee and Birds of Prey. Okay. Okay.
Okay, I can deal with that. I can deal with that.
I can live
Bumblebee's
with
really
that.
good. Bumblebee is
Uh,
actually really good. John Francis Daly actually wrote the story.
or
Who's
yeah, well,
actually
he was supposed to direct it.
he's been around for a long time. I don't think people realize how much he actually writes.
Well, I know him
He's been
more as
around,
an actor, but yes.
yeah, from Bones, but he's been around for a long time.
Oh,
He's been doing a
Freaks and
lot of
Geeks
shit.
too.
Yeah, yeah.
And then let's see, they really haven't directed much stuff. Game Night, it's okay. It's a good movie. Vacation, or I never saw the reboot of Vacation.
He wrote
Oh,
the
easy there,
story. He was.
killer.
Did I hit the button? I hit the button.
No, you didn't hit the button.
I did too.
You
God
hit it.
damn it!
You unhit it too soon.
Oh, sorry for the cough. I have COVID. Okay, calm down.
By the way, now they left Flash to do Dungeons and Dragons, which I guess they've been filming it. I didn't even know it was coming out so soon. It comes out next year. It's done filming.
What, Dungeons and Dragons or Flash?
Dungeons and Dragons with Chris Pine in it.
What?
Yeah, and Hugh Grant.
Oh my gosh, that doesn't sound great at all. I don't know. I'm not a Dungeons and Dragons guy, obviously.
No, I'm not either. But Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, Hugh Grant. I don't know who Justice Smith is.
It's got the guy who they want to play. Justice Smith's from Detective Pokemon or Detective Pikachu. He was the kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Roger Jean Page is
Yes.
the kid. Is the guy they want to play that like a front runner for Bond.
Oh, so they've got people I know. I mean, I recognize these people.
Isn't Sophia Lillis?
She was
Yeah,
in
she's
It.
from It. She was in It, and then I don't know. I don't know the rest of these people.
This movie completed filming August 19th, 2021.
There's probably a ton of special effects.
So much special effects.
So much special effects.
I like how they're calling it a reboot of the Dungeons and Dragons movies, as in like they're rebooting from the original shitty one that came out back in 2000. Like nobody remembers that movie.
I would love that if they actually it was a continuation. I've never seen that movie, so I have no idea.
I believe Jeremy Irons is in it.
He is. He is.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
He is.
Marlon Wayans is in that. What a weird movie.
I do remember this now that I looking at the poster. I do remember this.
Yeah, because we used to always see it at the video store, and nobody ever rented it.
What a crappy crap! Justin Whalen, who was he was Jimmy Olsen on Lois and Clark. That's hilarious. Thora Birch. Whatever happened to Thora Birch?
I don't know. She was big in the late 90s. She's in Walking Dead now.
Oh, was she? I don't know. I haven't watched Walking Dead in years.
I haven't watched Walking Dead in years either. But she was one of those people that was like in a bunch of movies in the 90s and then like disappeared for 20 years.
Yeah, she was in those weird. Like she was in American Beauty, wasn't she? The daughter.
Yep. But she was also in Ghost World, and she was the Jack Ryan's kid in those couple movies.
Yeah. That's another weird one.
Hocus Pocus.
We have to talk about series that turned into TV shows that turned into series again. Because I mean, I'm sure the Jack Ryan series.
I enjoyed the Jack Ryan series.
Oh, it's really good. It's really good. Season 3 should be coming out soon, I would imagine.
Is it?
But they have Jack Reacher coming out too.
I saw a commercial during the football game for it, so it's got to be any day now.
For what, Reacher?
Yeah, for Jack Reacher, or is it just
Yeah.
called Reacher?
It's called Reacher. Yeah, I'm
When
pretty
is that?
stoked.
February
February 4th.
4th, yeah.
Nice.
Soon.
That's pretty good. Actually, pretty stoked for that. That's gonna be pretty good.
When does season 3 come out of Jack Ryan though?
I don't know.
Let me see here. They only filmed it May 2021.
Well, should be done then. It was already renewed for season 4.
Right. We will not until Jack Reacher is done. Amazon doesn't really like to overdo too many shows at the same time. So it'll probably be like a summer show.
So yeah, it says expected in 2022.
That doesn't really help. I mean,
No. I hate these clickbait ads. Like if you look at it, so when is John Krasinski returning? And it's like you click on it, and then it just tells you all the same shit that you already know. Like, oh yeah, the last season came out this day, and they know if we look at that, it'll probably come out this. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Some bullshit right there.
Yeah.
It's a good show. Last season was pretty good from what I remember. It's been a while at this point because of COVID.
I watched them during COVID, so like they're very, very heavy in my head, like of what happened. They did originally. Season 2 did come out in 2019. It is really good. It's a really good show. Really good shoe.
I mean, it's produced by some really good people.
Well, it's a Carlton Cuse show.
Carlton. Yeah, I mean he's done some really big shit.
As long as he's handled well. I know he did Lost. That was like his big thing. They kind of got a little away from it, but he's done a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He was on Nash Bridges and Bates Motel and Colony, Lock and Key, which I haven't watched, but I heard it's very good. So as long as he's handled, he's worked with The Rock. He did San Andreas and Rampage.
Yeah. Rampage. I feel like that movie made a shit ton of money, didn't? Yeah, it did.
I never even watched it. I felt like it was like I didn't need to watch it. 428 worldwide.
Yeah, I mean you probably didn't need to watch it. It was okay. It was it was based on the stupid game.
Right. I know we've talked about. They made it dark. I know we've talked about The Rock and how he's like the biggest movie star, but I have not seen a lot of his movies. It's just I feel like I already know what happened.
I will say,
and like there's nothing to them. I do need to watch all the.
It's funny to me again. It's funny to me that you look at his page, his Wikipedia page, and most of it is still wrestling, even though he hasn't wrestled in years and years.
Yeah, let's see. Ever since he did,
he's got Black Adam,
right? Let's see. He did the G.I. Joe. He was in G.I. Joe. He was in Snitch. I don't remember that movie at all. Pain and Gain. I saw that.
That was a good movie.
Fast and Furious 6. I haven't seen that. Empire State. What the hell is that? Direct to video?
Garbage movie. Yeah.
Hercules. Never saw it. San Andreas. Never saw it.
San Andreas was okay.
Rampage didn't see. Skyscraper didn't see. Jungle Cruise haven't seen.
Jungle Cruise is all right.
Red Notice, not good. Not good.
I did not know he was in Free Guy.
He's just a voice cameo.
Yeah.
He's not really in that much. But yeah, I guess I gotta watch all the Fast and Furious movies. It's just when I get time to watch a movie, it's usually at night and the missus is going to sleep at the same time. The last thing you want to do is have car chase so that sounds what she's trying to sleep. That'd be pretty annoying. Like I try to be respectful about that. So I do need to watch all those movies again.
He's also voicing Crypto the Superdog.
Yes, in DC League of Super Pets, because that's what we all have wanted.
Well, I mean it's like a CGI movie, so who knows? It'll probably do okay. And then Black Adam, which
Black Adam.
I don't know what the plot for this movie is.
Which movie? League of Super Pets?
Black Adam. I don't care about that movie.
No, Mark Maron plays Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
What? It has quite a voice cast, by the way.
Oh, I thought you meant in Black Adam. Like what?
No, no, no,
That'd be
no,
hilarious.
no. I'm still on League of Super Pets. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to feel about Black Adam. I really don't. I need some foot. It comes
Uh,
out in July. There's still no trailer for it.
so I guess there's Hawkman's in it. Adriana Tomaz. I don't know who that is. Cyclone's in it, and Doctor Fate is played by Pierce Brosnan. You had me at Pierce Brosnan playing Doctor Fate.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
I
lie.
know. Like that. That it
That's
could
a
be
pretty good
good,
casting.
and the director is. I don't know. Like the thing in this, the thing to do in this day and age is to take a horror movie director and make them make a big budget comic book movie.
But my only fear is that they're just gonna make it too fucking dark.
It's in the name, Black.
You
It's
know?
Black Adam.
Yeah, but I know. But I mean, I don't know. That's my only fear. Is they're
I
just gonna make
I
it too dark.
I feel with The Rock and Pierce Brosnan, neither of them are very dark. They have some humor about them, so I feel like
Yeah.
there it will be some humor in there. Like the dude who plays Hawkman will probably be super serious the entire time because that's what Hawkman is, and that's fine. But if the other guys can be like have a little bit of it, an edge to them, like Doctor Fate can be super serious. But I feel like Pierce Brosnan's not going to play him super serious 100% of the time. But that's just me. I don't know.
I'm just wondering how I don't this I just the plot of this movie is like escaping me. I just don't know what they're planning on doing. You
They
know, it's
haven't
like
said anything. I don't know what's going on.
and they have like Adam Smasher's going to be in it, and it's just weird. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't say, I guess, because I mean, I'll watch anything The Rock's in. He's very watchable, you know, as far as movies and shit like that. Red Notice was not a good
But
movie.
is he going to be The Rock in this movie, or is he going to be Black Adam? That's the key. Is he just going to be himself?
I would hope not. He is. That's the funniest thing about The Rock, though, is that he predominantly plays
The
a
Rock.
caricature of
He
himself.
plays The Rock.
He plays The Rock.
That's what he is in every movie.
He's pretty good in the Fast and Furious movies. He's not a bad actor.
Well, he
honestly.
plays The Rock driving cars. That's what it is.
You know,
That's
and
what he
I
is.
know, I know you haven't watched. I know you watched Suicide Squad, but I know you haven't watched Peacemaker. But who's
Not
really
yet.
who's really surprising me is John Cena, and
Because John
how
Cena's funny.
who he's fucking and the delivery of the lines, how well he works with James Gunn, and like just his overall like. I don't even know how to describe it. Just his ability to play that character as well as he does is hilarious to me. He's fucking hilarious. And I know you haven't watched Vacation Friends, right?
No, I have not.
That's another movie with John Cena that you need to watch. It's fucking. You watch Free Guy yet?
Yes, I enjoyed Free Guy.
You know the security guard, his buddy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Security guard. He's in it. He plays opposite John Cena as the straight.
I know what it is. It's I haven't seen it. I keep forgetting it's on Hulu.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. You got to watch it. And John Cena's awesome in it. Like you wouldn't expect John Cena to be as good a comedic actor as he is, but I think he's leaning more into it because that's what he's getting.
But not just that, but like he's been great for years. Like when he first did Trainwreck, he was great in Trainwreck. Then he was in Sisters with Amy Poehler and Tina Fey, and he played the drug dealer dude. Hilarious. And then he did Blockers. Hilarious.
Yes.
So like he's been doing it for a long time, and he's always been funny. But I never feel as he's John Cena playing John Cena. Like he's just this person in the world, like playing a very not John Cena character.
I really want to see this movie he made with Jackie Chan, whenever that decides to come out. Whatever he was doing,
Extraction.
Whatever he was doing for all those months in China, I want to see that.
Project Extraction. That's what it's called right now.
When does that come out? I want to see that movie.
It could change. I think that they're going to call it Snafu. Is that that's the I don't know what it's actually going to be called now. Is it out?
I don't know.
There's a trailer for it.
Is there really? Oh, we got to watch that. I guess
so. Yeah, let's watch that. We'll end it here. Let me pull it up. We'll watch this trailer.
Yeah, we've been going for a while.
Is this the right trailer? Let me see here. Let me make sure this is right. I don't think this is actually. No, there's Jackie Chan. I don't see John Cena anywhere.
A cat. How do you get rid of
All right.
cats?
Okay, I gotta pull this up here. Let me play this here. We'll probably get taken off of YouTube for this, but that's all right. We'll deal with it.
Yeah, nobody gets to YouTube to watch this anyway.
Oh my movie trailer. Movie trailer. I love how. Let me just pause this for a second. I love how when you're watching a trailer these days, it shows you it gives you like that 10-second little trailer before the trailer. What is that?
Yeah.
What is that? I hate that.
It's like it gives you like little snippets, little pictures.
It's like now the trailer. Okay,
it disappears. There's only one man.
You're China's greatest archaeologist.
And one woman.
Welcome to India, Jack.
And one other man. For the job.
This is beyond my imagination. Xiaoguang, come down and get us out.
He was like you, both archaeologists. I'm a treasure hunter. This is thief of national treasure. It's against the law.
That's the only chance to prove your father gave his life for something more than just a legend.
This treasure belongs to me.
160 million!
You didn't notice the giant tiger lying in the back of your car? Like, what the fuck?
Go, 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 go!
What is this?
This looks ridiculously stupid.
He has the power to transform all of you. This is a treasure.
I don't understand. Is John Cena in it? Like, is he in this or what?
I don't know. I haven't seen him.
I guess he's not in this. I don't know. That's so weird. Like, I don't. It says he's in it. Snafu, aka Project Extraction. It's called Snafu.
Weird.
Actually,
I don't know.
Let me see here. That's so weird. It's done. It's been done.
I don't know. It's weird. He was not in that trailer, though, I can tell you that much.
Not, maybe that's why he's not in the trailer, because they're kind of not liking John Cena because of what he said about China.
Yeah, it wasn't the smartest move, probably. But, you know.
I just need to know when this movie's coming out.
It says he's in it. But I didn't see any of those other people either.
I don't know. Maybe they redid it and added stuff. I have no idea. The way the plot looks on IMDb makes it sound so 2 ex-forces soldiers must escort a group of civilians along Baghdad's highway of death. Is that the same movie we just watched?
No, it is not. No, it is not.
No, it's
that
not.
looked like something to do with a game show. I don't know what I was just watching. It just looked like a bunch of clips pasted together with some fighting involved and a car chase with a tiger in the back seat.
Yeah, that's just
a lion, whatever.
So bizarre. Anyway, that's been our show this week. Marc and JD Podcast. You can find us on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, all at Marc and JD. If you want to listen, or TikTok at JD's Mostly Nice. Don't forget Instagram as well. Don't forget, give us a subscription. Apple Music, Stitcher, Spotify, whatever. We're on every podcast place you could possibly be. We're there. Just give us a subscribe.
Yes.
Otherwise, we'll catch you next week.
Hopefully next week
you'll tell us more. You'll be ready to talk about your big story, and you won't have COVID.
Big story. I won't have COVID anymore. Hopefully by the middle of this week. Hopefully. What is it? 5 days now.
Have long COVID. You never know.
I don't want long COVID. I want short COVID. Ugh, COVID sucks.
We'll catch you next time, right?
Next time.
Next time.